Welcome to another episode of Rate My Ads, and because everyone's on that fitness hype for January, new year, new me and all that, we've decided to look at fitness accessories, booming trend in online e-commerce because a lot of people can produce things for cheaply and start to build brands. With me today, as always, I have Mr. Ashley Holloway.
Hello, and Happy New Year to all the evergreen fans out there.
Happy New Year. I don't think there's many fans, really.
Future fans.
Yeah, future fans, if you're watching this now. So what we're going to do is go through some of the ads we've seen from fitness accessories right now that they're running on Facebook and Instagram. And I think first up is going to be one that's hooked Ash in.
Yeah.
Hook, line and sinker last week.
Yeah.
And that is FreeTrain.
I had ads shoved down my throat for the whole week.
And did you buy it?
I did buy it, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
There we go.
I was
Video
like,
done.
I was like, I need to start running, and yeah, and I thought that's absolutely perfect for me. I need my phone. Usually I would run with my bag, and I don't like leaving my keys under the mat. So it's kind of just a good thing to have when you go running, really. It looks...
Yeah, I'm sure
I first I thought it was one of those heart rate monitor things.
That's because you don't read anything or pay attention to it, isn't it? But so what they've got is little accessory product, and they're doing some quite nice videos tapping into that like running motivation.
Yeah, and I think as well, this is a great example of they've come out of really nowhere, like literally nowhere, and they've literally just hit up. They've done the right thing. They've gone for influencers. They've smashed the influencers on their ad campaigns as well, and they've created a massive hype. So good to them, really. Well done.
Yeah. And they're targeting people that enjoy an exercise, running, and then retargeting the shit out of people that come in.
Yeah.
A lot of these they're not trying to make it very glamorous. It's like, this is people jogging in a rainy England in January. So it's got a lot of context and relevance. Trying to get them motivated. And look, I think simple taglines like that, the most comfortable way to carry your phone and run. And because it's a simple product, you can have that simple copy.
Yeah.
Hold your phone, other essentials while you run. A load of different creatives testing it and making it easy for people to purchase. Then again, we'll compare it to Huel. If you haven't watched the direct-to-consumer one we filmed a few weeks ago, it's not anything overly dramatic. They're not spending fortunes on those video productions. It's simple, and then guiding to click and buy. And I'm sure with Ash mentioned they're doing a lot of influencer campaigns, YouTubers, Instagrammers, probably TikTok stars as well. That's how they get their attention, and then they can keep retargeting these people to then eventually make the purchase. Simple website, again, nothing overly fancy. And this is one of the things I thought is, what do they then sell? Because if they get this hotbed, a community of people that are running outside, taking up running fanatics, what else can you sell them? Other running accessories. They're LED lights for people running at night, hats, gloves. I'm sure they'll evolve, whether it's smart, wearable tech and stuff like that. But at the minute, simple job. It's not too big a price point, but I'm sure they're making loads of margin on a bit of material, essentially. And it's more tapping into those scenes that people can relate to. And I'm sure actually that period of when he first saw it is then got retargeted the shit out.
But I think again it's a perfect example for someone who's trying to figure out of like a gadget. It doesn't have to be within sport, but within fashion, and the idea is just like, how can I get to people? And I just think FreeTrain have done that perfectly. They've not, someone always has these great ideas, but then how they perform on how they can get to those people and get those customers in is a completely different ball game, and then they've like, okay, got this as a product, this seems to work, let's roll it out to influencers and on ad campaigns and get reach to all these. They're probably just reaching people that like running, and that's what they've done.
Exactly. And like sometimes with like fitness accessories, is you see people overcomplicate and say this is the V900XR which can improve your quad strength by 16.3%. But what they're doing is they're starting to create a really simple product and create stories that people resonate with. You can see there's some social proof here in terms of loved by over 70,000 runners. I'm sure that's going to go and grow. What you might eventually have is these are all quite well shot, but you might have more customer stories and testimonials taken like front and center, and that would be like the next thing is you've got Angie and Bob, the pensioners from Aberystwyth, who they're taking it on their dog walk because they need a hand for the lead, things like that, and reaching more and more communities with different contextual ads. But yeah, really simple, really like it. And how many miles have you run with yours so far, Ash?
Next week, so I've done 0 miles so far, James.
Oh. Okay, I've been doing walking but not running because it's too icy, but I think that could be my excuse as well.
Maybe have time, by the time you edit it, I might have had it, then you can do like a little
running montage. Insert montage now of Ash beasting a 5k. Okay, next up, we've gone from sort of someone that's come out of nowhere, probably small business that's growing fast, to a mammoth in this world, and probably you've seen their ads before, and more than likely you saw an ad last Christmas which got a lot of stick, which was all around, I think it was the husband buying a Peloton for his missus, going, you should have some of this. That was pre-pandemic. Okay, so they're getting slated everywhere. But now, once the pandemic's in, if you've got the privilege and opportunity to be able to afford a Peloton, because they're expensive pieces of kit, it's a no-brainer now if you've got that money to invest it, because people aren't going anywhere in a hurry. And even then, once vaccines are through, is like, are you going to risk your gym membership and when you can just do it from home? So with Peloton, they've been spending heavily worldwide on all sorts of online advertising, been going heavy with influencers. Like if you follow Joe Wicks, you'll have seen the body coach, he's on it or was on it all the time, bit busy with all his PE with Joe stuff. But what they've done is they've transitioned from not only advertising their bike to their actual app now, because I think their bikes have a waiting list of 2 months at the minute. So they've advertised the shit out of them, and I'm sure that there's delays in the factory. So now they're trying to get as many people on their actual workout apps. Try 2 months free. So what they're doing is they're hooking people in with a great offer because it's free, in the hope that you build up a habit, see the value, and continue this on. It's a great way to get people into your ecosystem if it's free products, free trials, and start to build up the habit, because a lot of these fitness products, fitness apps, fitness solutions, they do rely on people actually using them and trying to get further than there. But if you see, we'll just watch a random one here.
Welcome, Peloton. Let's get this started. Control the weight the whole way.
Or is that final push? You're doing so well, Peloton.
Train with the Peloton app. Free for 2 months.
Yeah. I think also it's clever, like you're saying, like obviously they've run out of the bikes at the moment. There's like a waiting list, so this is the perfect time for them to keep them people who are waiting, and then we'll probably, after when those bikes come, then they'll probably purchase them as well.
They've got their customer data.
Yeah.
They'll try and upsell as much people as possible, and it grows them as a business.
Yeah.
To be honest, it would have been good to see some of the bike ads, because they show off the product really well, and just like FreeTrain, it's like, get the product being used, because that's, a lot of people are skeptical on it, and a lot of people want to see that.
Yeah.
You want to see before you buy, and just like these offers, get 2 months free,
Yeah.
try before you buy.
So the example from this is like, if you're doing really well in your business and you've sold out and you don't know what to do with these customers who are waiting to use your product, then you need to keep them warm, and you need to think of ideas to keep them, trusting you as well, because you don't want to piss them off in terms of they've really liked the product, they really want it, but then you can't deliver it, and then maybe a competitor, they'll go to a competitor for it.
I'm sure there's companies like Zwift or whatever that are waiting to hatch onto this and take Peloton off their pedestal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's how else can you get people in the funnel? How else can you breed familiarity and trust and awareness? And yeah, it's a good example, but I would keep your eyes on Peloton for when the bikes are back in stock, and how they advertise them as well. But it just shows that we're taking two ends of the spectrum in terms of size of company and what they're both doing. They're both doing videos of people using the product and testing out a bunch of different videos with different copy, different headlines. And what Peloton do is they throw a big offer out there up front to gather a large amount of data and customers. So well done to Peloton too, and I'm sure you'll see more of their ads because they want to take over everyone's offices, spare rooms, kitchens, bedrooms, and lofts.
Do you think it was a deliberate act what they did pre-pandemic to do that?
Well, I don't know, because
sometimes marketing teams do that. It's weird. Like, they have this, like, they want attention, so they go the complete. It's like a reverse psychology type of thing where they get the attention in a different way, but then somehow bring it back, and everyone loves them, and they've changed everyone's thoughts.
with the dodgy ads, but they were doing really well before, and
Yeah.
I think it's just exploded it. We've got one downstairs, and then they use their email list really well, and they retarget you across everything to advertise their new classes. Like they sign up exclusive deals with people like Beyonce or Queen and buy the rights to their music and do like special rides with them, and then prenatal classes and stuff like that. And they can be. Next up, we have something that, again, if you're into the world of exercise, fitness, if you follow some workout plans, you've probably seen ads like this on your page, because
if you have an ache in your body and you've typed in Google, you've probably been targeted.
Yeah. But really simple massage guns. And I don't know actually the science behind it, but it does feel good when you're using them. And it's another like accessory for the person who's passionate about going to the gym and are willing to walk out on.
Mhm.
But I think, let's have a look at this one. So the new fourth jet, it's a bit like Gillette, isn't it? Like Mac 4 Razor, closest one over, the gold standard in percussive therapy is
Yeah.
the new title. That saying can pay monthly. So how much are these Theraguns? Wait for it to load. They almost advertise it like it's a tech product, don't they?
Yeah, it's like a new
It's a
iPhone.
car.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
And it's selling all the benefits, all the possible features. You want to get this latest one, you have to get the best and latest one, because the ones before that you already spent on don't work. And it needs to be elite, it needs to be prime. They've got a new one for smaller devices.
Again,
Got their ambassadors of social proof.
Yeah.
How much is it? I think they're like several £100. Let's just go on this one. Yeah, 550 quid. So every click that they get, which I imagine they're getting clicks from between 30 pence to £2, and their website's quite good, so it's converting, is they're making a shitload of profit on that. And their ads again are okay. They're quite cool, they're quite sleek, and they're showing off the product being used. They've got a lot of different. This one I like. Again, you wouldn't say that any of this is anything too outside the box. It's just being used. It's quite slick. It's quite smart, and they are testing and spending aggressively. Again, but these simple ads in terms of retargeting, they're making sure that every click they get to the website, they're dedicating to converting them, because ultimately, like we've just seen, that's a lot of change, and they're increasing their profit margins. And you get a lot of copycats with this sort of industry producing it cheaper, because ultimately this is a product made probably not that expensive to make, and yes, there's probably a lot of advancements and engineering behind it, but it's basically a Black & Decker tool with a bit of plastic on it.
and when you look at these ads as well, again, like when you think of doing your ad campaigns, you know, the very simple ads, and usually that what works the best is the simplicity of your ad. You know, not massive loads of text where, you know, someone gets overwhelmed or just switches off. It's just like they put the key points there, the wording, the product, and then it's and that improves the click-through rate.
Yeah, sell the benefits, not the features. And why is it that Theragun and Therabody are the market leaders of what is a very competitive space? It's really down to this like advertising nous, basically, and what they've done with their social media advertising. Like Ash said, simplicity is best. But behind it all, there's a pretty complex thing going out where they're testing a lot in one go. They're spending a lot to be able to reap the benefits. If you compare this to one of their competitors, which have nowhere near the market share, nowhere near the top of mind brand awareness, and nowhere near the sales, this could be why. I mean, I don't want to stick it on PowerPlay UK. I think they're spending on Google Shopping, Google Pay Per Click, and at least they're doing it. And there's a bunch of other businesses that are just relying on sales on Amazon because they've got a cheaper margin and they're lowering the price. But you can't build a long-term business out there. So if anyone's watching this and they're doing an Amazon FBA or dropship business, by constantly trying to lower the price and compete with bigger people or Amazon itself, you're not going to build that sustainability. And keep it simple, but then test all this shit out, because you might not know what works, and it could be one ad. Literally, you're one ad away from building a huge business, but you need to actually try it and need to go the distance. So I think
Definitely.
that's all the ones we're going to cover today for fitness accessories. If you want to see your industry being analysed by me and Ash, drop a comment in and we'll see what industry we do next, and rate and slate and I'm trying to think of another word with 8 that's not masturbate. Your ads. And equally, if you're out there running a fitness, yeah, if you're out there and you're running a fitness accessory business, you're running a dropshipping business, you're producing some sort of product, good, service, app related to fitness industry, and you want some help, we've got 2 things for you. Okay, one, there's a link in the description below where you can book in a call with us, and we can manage those ads for you. You can take away the stress. We can apply those principles that we've just been talking about and bash our heads together to produce the best return on investment for your business and brand and build that empire you want. Or if you want to learn about it yourself, and if you're committed to actually taking on the lessons that we're teaching you here and applying them to this business or any other business in the future, we've launched a Social Media Advertising Academy. It's a fully online, on-demand education system, really, where not only are we teaching the foundations, the principles of how to turn clicks into customers, we're actually giving you that accountability, which you don't get from reading a blog post or watching a video on YouTube. Is you need to apply those principles you've learned with some demanding coaches, okay, who will make sure we're cracking the whip, all right? Also, we're giving you that community element. You've got a bunch of other students going through the same steps as you, going through the same problems, challenges, and ultimately big wins and maybe losses. We're there with that community for all the students so they can bounce ideas off each other and support each other as they're going through their entrepreneurial journey. So there's 2 links in the description. You can either get us to do it for you or you can learn yourself. Peace out. See you next time.
Bye.